In the bustling cacophony of today's world, where everyone is quick to speak their mind, there lies profound power in silence. I, much like the Stoic, choose my words with care, speaking only when necessary, and often find solace in the quiet. My conversations are reserved for those few who truly resonate with my inner circle. Opting for silence over negative speech, I steer clear of needless conflicts, though at times my quiet jests or metaphors are misunderstood, taken at face value, leading to unintended disputes. It's a common misconception that those who are speakless are simply shy or distant. On the contrary, they wield a unique and subtle influence that is both compelling and enigmatic. Today, we will uncover the 15 traits that mark the quietly powerful and why, in the realm of Stoicism, speaking less can indeed mean more. First, quiet people are masters of listening. In the din of our ever-busy lives, it's a rare treasure to encounter individuals who excel in the art of listening, a skill far too scarce in today's fast-paced world. Quiet people, often underestimated, emerge as the unsung heroes in this realm. Their ability to listen without judgment transforms everyday interactions into moments of genuine connection. Have you ever noticed how comforting it is when someone truly listens to you, remembering even the smallest details of what you shared? This kind of attentiveness makes quiet individuals not just good listeners, but masters of meaningful communication. These individuals don't just listen, they observe, understand, and retain without making a big show of it. It's a kind of silent empathy that speaks volumes about their character and depth. This unique trait allows them to navigate through life's noise with grace and provide a sanctuary of calm for those around them. Consider a modern example, perhaps in your workplace where meetings are often dominated by the loudest voices. Imagine a colleague who, rather than competing for airspace, focuses intently on the discussion, absorbing every word. When the time comes, they contribute something so insightful that it shifts the entire room's perspective. Isn't that a powerful use of silence? Now, why do you think silence can sometimes speak louder than words? This question isn't just rhetorical. It invites you to reflect on the times when silence offered you solace or gave you strength to think more clearly. In our exploration of Stoic principles, this exemplifies the virtue of restraint and the power of listening, not as a passive act, but as a deliberate and active strategy to forge deeper relationships and make more informed decisions. As we draw insights from the Stoic practice, we see that speaking less isn't about withholding your voice, but rather about enhancing the quality of what we say when we choose to speak. It's about cultivating a space where all voices can emerge and find respect, a principle deeply embedded in Stoic wisdom. To carry the essence of today's discussion forward, consider how you can apply the virtue of listening in your daily interactions. Challenge yourself to be the quiet person in the room who can bring calm to the storm, clarity to confusion. What change might you see in your relationships and understanding if you embrace silence not as absence, but as an active presence? Remember that the strength of silence lies in its ability to make the words we do choose to speak all the more powerful. In embracing this trait, you align more closely with Stoic ideals, fostering a life of purpose, depth, and understanding. How will you practice the art of listening starting today? Second, they observe more. In a world that never stops buzzing, finding an individual who engages deeply with their surroundings and observes keenly can be akin to finding a rare gem. Those who speak less often harbor this trait. They observe more. While they may not frequently contribute to the noise, their silence should not be mistaken for absence. Instead, it's a deliberate choice, a profound engagement in a mode of listening that transcends the superficial. As the philosopher Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This ancient wisdom underscores the power found in observing more than speaking. Quiet individuals often wield the ability to see the nuances in people and scenarios with a clarity that eludes others. Their insights, born of careful observation and reflection, frequently catch their more vocal peers off guard. Such revelations illustrate that silence, rather than mere reticence, is a state of receptivity and active engagement with the world. How often do you find yourself talking instead of listening? And what might you discover if you chose to reverse that ratio? By speaking less, these individuals cultivate a presence filled with intent and consideration. They aren't merely passive bystanders, but active participants who choose when to engage based on a thoughtful assessment of the situation. This practice of measured speech and heightened observation allows them to gather diverse perspectives and insights, enriching their understanding and responses. They embody the Stoic ideal that true wisdom comes not from the abundance of words, but from the richness of silence. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic philosopher, aptly captured this when he said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." In this context, being one involves embracing silence as a strategic and wise approach to life. Consider this. In your daily interactions, how often do you pause to truly observe before you speak? What might you learn about your friends, your family, or your colleagues if you took more time to listen and observe? The answers to these questions could fundamentally alter your approach to conversations and relationships. People who talk less often have a trait of being perceived as enigmatic, yet their choice to speak selectively adds weight to their words, making others more inclined to listen when they do choose to speak. This ability to command attention not by volume, but by the scarcity and depth of spoken words is a powerful tool in both personal and professional realms. The practice of speaking less and observing more is not only about personal insight, but also about creating stronger, more meaningful connections with others. By understanding the dynamics and undercurrents of conversations and environments, quiet individuals can respond more empathetically and effectively. This approach aligns with the Stoic principle of living according to nature, where nature involves understanding the essence of people and situations before acting. So as we navigate our days filled with endless chatter and fleeting interactions, let us ask ourselves, what strength might we find in silence? How can observing more than we speak transform our understanding of the world and our relationships within it? By exploring these questions, we not only honor the teachings of Stoicism, but also open ourselves to a more thoughtful and profound engagement with life. Third, quiet people think before they speak. Quiet individuals often carry an air of contemplation and purpose. When they choose to articulate their thoughts, their words tend to resonate with considerable weight. This gravitas comes not from a penchant for verbosity, but from a thoughtful selection of what to say and when to say it. There's a profound lesson embedded here: the power of pause. In the modern hustle where every second buzzes with rapid-fire communication, embracing silence can shape one's presence and influence significantly. In the corporate boardroom or during a family dinner, those who speak less but with well-considered words often command more respect and attention. This aligns beautifully with the Stoic principle articulated by Zeno of Citium, who remarked, "Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue." Herein lies the merit of restraint and reflection before speech. It's a tactic not just of social grace but of strategic interaction. By measuring their words, quiet individuals avoid unnecessary conflicts and ensure that their input is not only heard but valued. Such individuals harness the strategy of speaking last, allowing them to absorb the nuances of a conversation fully. This tactic offers them a unique advantage. By the time they speak, they have a comprehensive understanding of the discussion's various viewpoints. Their contributions are thus more likely to be precise and impactful, cutting through the noise with clarity and insight. This method of communication reflects another Stoic ideal: listening as a form of wisdom. Moreover, the practice of speaking succinctly and thoughtfully can lead to a perception of wisdom and reliability. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher-emperor, advised, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." In this context, being one translates to embodying wisdom through concise and meaningful speech. However, the approach of the silent thinker is not without its challenges. In a world that often mistakes silence for ignorance or disinterest, it is crucial for those who are reserved to ensure that their silence is not misinterpreted. They must strike a delicate balance between their natural inclination to stay quiet and the need to assert themselves when necessary. It is essential for quiet individuals to develop the skill to engage proactively at moments critical for their personal and professional growth. To adapt this Stoic approach to our lives, we can start small, by pausing for a moment before responding in conversations, giving ourselves time to form thoughtful answers. Over time, this practice can enhance our interactions and decision-making processes, leading to better outcomes in various aspects of life. It cultivates a persona that exudes calm confidence and earns the trust and respect of others. In conclusion, speaking less but with intention is not merely about restraint. It's a sophisticated art form of personal and professional communication. By emulating the quiet thinkers among us and adopting a Stoic mindset toward speech, we can transform our interactions and ensure that when we do speak, our words carry the weight of thoughtful deliberation. This approach not only elevates our conversations but enhances our relationships, making every word we choose to share significantly more impactful. Fourth, quiet people are skilled communicators. Quiet individuals often redefine the art of communication. While the stereotype of an effective communicator usually conjures an image of someone loquacious or adept at breaking the ice, those who speak less frequently can surprise us with their communicative prowess. You see, it's not always about the quantity of words. The quality and timing can carry far more weight. For many, silence itself can serve as a profound statement, speaking volumes without uttering a single word. Consider the case of Emily, a project manager known in her office for her reserved nature. Unlike her more outspoken colleagues, she rarely dominated meetings or chatted idly about weekend plans. However, when project deadlines approached and stress levels spiked, it was Emily who steered her team through troubled waters. Her words, though sparingly used, were always impactful, strategically delivered to provide clear direction or to de-escalate tensions. Her ability to listen carefully and speak only when necessary made her one of the most respected voices in the room. From Emily's example, we learn that being a skilled communicator doesn't require constant speech. Rather, it demands acute awareness of when to break your silence and what to convey when you do. Now, why do you think silence can be so powerful? Is it possible that in your own life there are moments where speaking less could have conveyed more? As we ponder these questions, it's essential to recognize that the traits of people who speak less often extend beyond simple reticence. They embody the Stoic ideal of observing and reflecting before acting, ensuring that their words, when spoken, are thoughtful, necessary, and aligned with their core values. In embracing silence, we also embrace the opportunity to observe more deeply, understand more thoroughly, and act more effectively. The quiet ones among us often have a keen ability to read a room, sense unspoken tensions, and resolve underlying issues without fanfare. Their approach to communication, measured, considered, and impactful, reminds us that our words have weight and should be used with intention. As we integrate this lesson into our lives, let's strive to mirror the Stoic practice of thoughtful silence. Consider how adopting a more reserved approach to speech could enhance your relationships, your work, and your overall well-being. In our noisy, often overwhelming world, the power of a calm, measured voice can be revolutionary. So next time you find yourself in a heated debate or a stressful meeting, remember the quiet strength of those who speak less. Perhaps in that moment, choosing silence might just be the most powerful statement you can make. Fifth, quiet people rarely use harsh words. In the realm of communication, it's often said that silence speaks louder than words, and this rings particularly true for those who choose their words with great care. Consider the quiet individuals in your life, the ones who speak less but convey so much when they do. Why is it that these people seem to wield a subtle yet profound power in their silence? They rarely use harsh words, and you'll seldom hear them raise their voices. Their presence is marked not by the volume of their words but by the weight and wisdom they carry. Isn't it rare to witness a quiet friend or colleague lash out, speak impulsively, or complain loudly about their boss. Their approach to interactions is to keep things as gentle as possible, fostering an environment of peace and mutual respect. This behavior aligns closely with the Stoic principle that emphasizes control over one's emotions and reactions. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Speak only when necessary and then only what is necessary." This sentiment encapsulates the essence of why speaking less can be so powerful. By speaking less, they prevent unnecessary harm and misunderstandings. This restraint is not about withholding, but about enhancing the quality of communication. Every word is considered, chosen for its ability to convey the right message in the right way. So, why do you think this approach is effective? Could it be that in their selectivity, these individuals ensure that their words hold more weight, more meaning, and are met with more consideration? Now let's delve a bit deeper. By limiting their words, quiet individuals often avoid the pitfalls of spontaneous emotional reactions, which can lead to escalated conflicts or regrettable words. Their calm demeanor can be a balm in heated situations, allowing for cooler heads to prevail. And in their silence there is contemplation, a reflective practice that aligns with Stoic teachings. Seneca aptly noted, "He who does not wish to speak much should not speak lightly." In other words, the economy of words is not just a communication strategy. It is a lifestyle choice that reflects a deeper philosophical stance. But what traits do these quiet individuals exhibit that enable them to maintain this composure? First and foremost, they possess a deep sense of self-awareness, constantly monitoring their emotions and thoughts. They are also typically empathetic, able to read a room and understand the dynamics at play without needing to dominate the conversation. Patience is another key trait, giving them the fortitude to wait for the right moment to contribute meaningfully rather than filling every silence with noise. Their resilience allows them to face adversity or criticism without immediate reaction, choosing thoughtful responses over hasty words. Consider this. In your own interactions, how often do you find yourself speaking just to fill the silence, or reacting immediately to a comment without fully processing it? There is immense value in embracing a more measured approach to communication, one that respects the power of silence and the impact of well-chosen words. How might your conversations change if you adopted some of these Stoic principles? How might your relationships evolve if you spoke less but with more purpose? As we continue this discussion, I invite you to reflect on the power of silence in your own life. Think about the times when saying less, or nothing at all, offered more clarity or peace to a situation. In the spirit of Stoicism, consider how mastering the art of silence could enhance not only how you communicate, but also how you perceive and are perceived in the world. What steps can you take today to cultivate these traits in yourself, to become someone who speaks not merely to be heard, but to truly resonate with those around you? By exploring these themes and embodying the practices of those who speak less, we find a path to deeper understanding and more impactful communication. Let's continue this conversation and learn from each other, sharing insights and experiences that help us all grow in wisdom and serenity. How will you apply the virtue of silence in your daily interactions to reflect the Stoic ideal of thoughtful and deliberate speech? Sixth, their silence fosters calm. In the hustle and bustle of our modern world, where the cacophony of noises and voices often overwhelms our senses, there lies profound strength and tranquility in the art of silence. This is especially true among those who have mastered the Stoic practice of speaking less, a trait that not only represents composure, but also commands respect and influences the environment positively. Take, for instance, the calm that pervades when a quiet individual navigates through the storms of high-pressure projects. The serene presence of such a person can be transformative, altering the atmosphere from one of chaos to tranquility. It's as if their silence casts a wide net of calm, capturing the tumult of the surroundings and replacing it with a peaceful hush. This phenomenon is not just a fleeting experience, but a powerful testament to the saying, "Silence is the height of contempt." Here, Contempt is not meant in the usual negative sense, but as an empowering strategy to maintain control and dignity over one's circumstances. The Roman philosopher Marcus Aurelius once remarked, "He who has a strong enough, why can bear almost any how." This encapsulates the Stoic belief in the purpose behind actions, including the choice to remain silent. In silence, there is a deliberate and strategic choice to withhold speech unless it adds value to the situation. This is one of the critical traits of individuals who speak less. They speak with purpose and deliberation, ensuring that their words carry weight and are not lost in the incessant noise of the everyday. Next, consider the impact of a carefully chosen word over a barrage of thoughtless chatter. People who speak less often choose their words with precision, knowing that what they say will be considered and reflective of their intentions. This not only establishes them as thoughtful and intelligent communicators, but also as individuals who respect their own words enough to use them sparingly. Such behavior naturally earns them the respect of their peers, who come to view their words as something to anticipate and value. Moreover, this selective use of words can be a powerful tool in negotiations and discussions. By speaking less but with more targeted intent, these individuals can steer conversations and outcomes subtly but effectively. They become masters of timing, using their silence to create space for others to reveal more than they intended, or to allow tensions to dissipate. This is particularly relevant in today's fast-paced world, where the ability to remain calm and collected can differentiate between reactionary decisions and thoughtful responses. Resonate with this philosophy. Like Lao Tzu's timeless wisdom, "He who knows does not speak, he who speaks does not know," can further enrich the narrative. This quote aligns seamlessly with the Stoic practice of maintaining silence, emphasizing the strength found in quietude and the ignorance often displayed in unnecessary verbosity. The quiet individual's ability to foster calm and influence environments positively is a lesson in the power of presence over words. In a society where everyone seems to be speaking all at once, choosing silence can be an act of rebellion, an assertion of one's own space and sanity. It invites us to listen actively, engage deeply, and choose our words with the care they deserve. As we traverse our daily lives, facing challenges that might stir the soul or disrupt the mind, let us remember the tranquil power of those who speak less. Let their example guide us in our interactions and decisions, teaching us that sometimes the most profound response is cultivated silence. Let this lesson not only be a tool for managing external challenges, but also a method for internal reflection and growth. Through this understanding, we gain more than just the ability to influence others. We gain access to an inner sanctum of peace and resilience, proving once again that often, less truly is more. 7th, quiet people are alone yet turn their solitude into a strength. In our fast-paced world, where every moment is filled with noise and clamor, the value of silence is often underestimated. You might notice that some people prefer to speak less, yet their quiet demeanor is not a sign of weakness but a profound strength. Today I'll tell you why and how this strength manifests, especially through the lens of Stoic philosophy, which appreciates the depth of a thoughtful, contemplative life. Quiet individuals often choose solitude, but this is not mere isolation. It's a deliberate, powerful choice to turn inward and harness their inner resources. Albert Einstein beautifully encapsulated this when he said, "The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind." Indeed, in their silence, quiet people are not just passive observers of life. They are actively engaging with their thoughts, often reaching deeper levels of creativity and understanding. Among these silent individuals are the world's brilliant minds, playwrights who pen scripts that touch the heart, artists whose canvases speak louder than words, musicians whose melodies stir the soul, and thinkers who change the course of history with their innovative ideas. Consider this modern tale. Emily, a software developer by profession, finds herself overwhelmed by the constant demands of her job and the incessant chatter of an open office. She starts to take her lunch breaks alone in a nearby park, opting to sit silently under an old oak tree. Initially, her colleagues think she's unsocial, even peculiar. However, it's during these quiet moments that Emily develops a groundbreaking software idea. Her invention not only earns her recognition at her workplace but also revolutionizes a segment of her industry. Emily's story exemplifies how solitude can become a fertile ground for extraordinary ideas when embraced, rather than shunned. You might wonder, what drives a person to seek solitude despite societal pressures to socialize and network constantly? Stoicism teaches us that it's not about rejecting society, but about knowing when to step back and listen, to others and to ourselves. In silence, we find the space to reflect, learn, and grow. We develop traits like patience, introspection, and emotional resilience. These quiet moments allow us to confront our true selves, without the masks we wear each day. It challenges us. When was the last time you sat in silence, allowing your thoughts to flow freely without distraction? As we navigate through the narratives of quiet individuals, it becomes clear that their strength lies in their ability to use solitude as a tool for personal and professional growth. They exemplify the Stoic principle that peace comes not from external events, but from our internal responses to them. By choosing silence, they build a fortress of tranquility around themselves, even in chaos. In closing, let's reflect on the profound impact of embracing solitude. Like the quiet individuals among us, can we find strength in silence? The next time you find yourself alone, remember that it is an opportunity to ignite your creativity, to understand your emotions, and to develop ideas that could very well change your world. In the quiet, you are in the company of your deepest, most transformative thoughts. Silence, indeed, is not just absence of noise. It is a presence of a deeper understanding and connection with oneself. How will you use it to shape your path forward? 8th, being quiet adds an element of mystery. Quietness often envelops a person in an aura of mystery. This subtlety stems not from a deliberate effort to mystify, but from the natural tendencies of those who speak less. Picture someone you know who rarely opens up or shares freely. There's something inherently intriguing about them, isn't there? Their reticence leaves room for curiosity, prompting us to wonder about the depths of their thoughts and the richness of their inner world. Consider for a moment the powerful observation by Franz Kafka: a first sign of the beginning of understanding is the wish to die. This stark reflection on human insight and the burdens of profound thought resonates well with the enigmatic nature of the quiet. Those who are less vocal often spend more time in reflection, perhaps wrestling with complex ideas and emotions that they choose not to broadcast. What thoughts occupy their silence? What wisdom might they be contemplating that isn't immediately apparent to the onlooker? It's easy to overlook the strength inherent in silence, especially in a society that prizes constant communication and transparency. Yet there is a compelling depth to those who communicate sparingly. Their words, when spoken, often carry a weight and deliberation lost on the perennial talker. Marcus Aurelius once advised, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." In the context of our discussion, this could be rephrased as, waste no more time talking about what wisdom might sound like, and instead, let your thoughts deepen with your silence. Why then might someone choose this path of quietude? Is it merely a personality trait, or could it be a deliberate philosophical choice? Engaging with this idea requires us to not only consider the societal implications of silence, but also its personal impact. How does staying silent affect one's relationships, professional interactions, and even self-perception? The Stoic philosophy offers a frame through which to view this choice. Stoics value the idea of internal control and focus on the development of personal virtue and resilience. Silence in this philosophical context is not just absence of speech, but a form of emotional and intellectual discipline. It is the containment and careful management of one's words to ensure that when one does speak, it is meaningful and impactful. Now, as you reflect on this, consider how adopting a more reserved demeanor might change your interactions. Could the cultivation of silence deepen your relationships, enhance your thought processes, or even alter the way others perceive you? This is not to suggest that everyone should aspire to be the enigmatic introvert, but rather to invite you to explore the power that might lie in choosing when to speak and when to listen. Indeed, embracing silence can be a profound way to communicate and influence. It invites others to lean in, to listen more closely when we do decide to share our thoughts. It teaches patience, both to the speaker who waits for the right moment and to the listener who anticipates those moments. In the words of Pythagoras, silence is better than unmeaning words. To ponder the virtues of silence is to engage in a deeper exploration of human interaction and personal philosophy. How might your life change if you were to embrace silence more fully? What might you learn about yourself and others? The potential for growth and understanding in this practice is vast, and it opens up a realm of introspection that can be both challenging and immensely rewarding. As we navigate through the constant noise of our daily lives, the choice to be silent can indeed be a powerful stance, one that Stoicism teaches us to wield with discernment and grace. 9. Easy to stand out. In an age where the cacophony of daily life often drowns out our inner peace, there's a profound truth to the saying, silence is golden. This is particularly resonant for men between the ages of 30 and 65, who navigate the complex demands of modern existence from career pressures to family responsibilities. But among this demographic, those who master the art of speaking less not only carve a niche for themselves, but also command a unique form of respect and admiration. It's not just about being quiet. It's about the powerful presence and the depth of character that silence can signify. Consider the Stoic wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, who once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This aligns perfectly with the persona of men who choose their words with care, understanding that their speech should be as strong as their silence. These individuals often possess traits that make them particularly adept at thriving in today's fast-paced world, while maintaining their composure and serenity. First, these men are typically excellent listeners, a trait that makes them appear wiser and more thoughtful than their more loquacious counterparts. In conversations, they're the ones absorbing more than they emit, making each word they do speak more impactful. Their ability to listen well endears them to others, facilitating deeper connections. In the workplace, this can translate to better leadership and more effective teamwork, as they are often seen as reliable and considerate, guiding rather than dictating. Furthermore, their calm demeanor is a beacon of stability in the often chaotic environment of modern life. In a society that values quick responses and constant availability, the quiet man's approach of thoughtful contemplation stands out. It allows them to respond rather than react, a subtle yet powerful distinction that can mean the difference between success and failure in both personal and professional realms. Moreover, their selective speech often lends an air of mystery and intrigue, making others more interested in what they might say next. This trait can be particularly beneficial in negotiations or strategic discussions, where what is not said can be as influential as what is. Their words tend to carry weight, and when they speak, people listen. In addition to these attributes, the quiet man's ability to remain detached from petty squabbles and trivial gossip conserves his mental energy for more significant issues and decisions. This detachment is not aloofness, but a strategic decision to engage only in discussions of substance and value, mirroring another Stoic principle from Epictetus. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Their preference for solitude is another characteristic that allows them deeper introspection and self-awareness. This is crucial in a world where self-betterment often takes a backseat to social engagement. Their moments of solitude are spent in personal development, whether reading, reflecting, or engaging in hobbies that enrich their spirit and sharpen their mind. Indeed, their eloquent silence often makes them stand out in a society that undervalues quietude. In small groups or one-on-one interactions, where the nuances of human connection come to the fore, their presence is particularly potent. They are the ones remembered, not for the volume of their words, but for the depth of their character. To live like a man who speaks less but says more is to live a life of deliberate action and thoughtful interaction. It is a life where each decision, each word, and each silence is a reflection of a deeper understanding of oneself and the world. For men seeking to cultivate such traits, the advice is simple yet challenging. Practice the art of strategic silence. Embrace listening as a primary mode of engagement, and let your actions speak volumes about your principles and integrity. In a world teeming with noise and relentless haste, adopting these traits can transform the way one navigates the complexities of life, providing a stoic tranquility that enhances personal fulfillment and societal influence. 10. Choosy about friends, trustworthy. Silence, often misunderstood as mere absence of speech, holds profound power in its depths. It's said that silence is the height of contempt, but what if it's also the height of discernment and trust? This exploration delves into the intricate world of those who choose their words with care. Specifically focusing on one of the 10 traits of people who speak less, being choosy about friends, because they are trustworthy. Consider the introverted individuals among us. Their silence is not a void, but a selective space. These individuals, by nature sensitive and excellent listeners, possess a sharp, keen awareness of the characters around them. This discernment allows them to carefully choose who they allow into their close circle. It is in this close-knit space that their true selves unfold comfortably. The trust placed in an introvert is rarely misplaced. They treat the secrets of their friends with the same reverence and protection as they do their own. This is because they understand the weight of words and the sanctity of silence. Their respect for the innermost thoughts of others is not just admirable, it's a testament to their profound integrity and depth. Let's bring this trait into a modern context with a story. Imagine Sarah, a project manager known for her reserved nature and fewer words. In a high-stakes meeting, while others debated fervently, Sarah listened intently. When she finally spoke, her concise insights cut through the noise, directly addressing the core issues. Her words carried weight, not just because of their content, but because of the rarity with which they were offered. Her team trusted her not only for her expertise, but for her ability to listen and speak only when it truly mattered. This trust was mirrored in her personal life, where her friends valued her for her ability to keep confidences and provide thoughtful advice. Why do you think people like Sarah are choosy about their friends? The answer lies in their understanding of the value of words and the importance of silence. They seek out others who respect and reflect these values. This discernment in friendship, this filtering of social circles, isn't about elitism. It's about finding a frequency that resonates with their own. In a world where the barrage of information and incessant chatter can be overwhelming, the introvert's approach offers a refreshing perspective on communication and relationships. It teaches us that sometimes saying less means more. It encourages us to consider the impact of our words and to cherish those who understand the unspoken. As we reflect on this trait, let us ask ourselves, how often do we speak just to fill the silence? How carefully do we choose the words we share and the secrets we keep? The lesson here is clear. Valuing silence and being choosy about our friendships not only enhances our well-being but also deepens our connections with others. In the silence of a trusted friend, we find a sanctuary where our deepest thoughts can be shared without fear of judgment or betrayal. This, in essence, is the true value that silence and careful speech bring to our lives. By embracing these principles, you, too, can cultivate relationships that are rich in trust and understanding. Remember, in the economy of words, value is often found not in quantity, but in quality. Choose your words as if they were currency, and invest them wisely in relationships that are deserving of your trust. 11. Capable of stimulating others' thoughts. Next, we delve into a fascinating aspect of Stoic communication, understanding why some people choose to speak less, and how their silence can profoundly influence the conversations they engage in. Have you ever noticed how some individuals seem to stand apart in gatherings, not because they are aloof, but because they selectively invest their words? This selective communication isn't just about being quiet. It's about the strategic use of silence to enhance the quality of interactions. Such individuals often possess a depth of knowledge and a treasure trove of insights that aren't readily apparent until you engage them with a thoughtful question. Consider this. When was the last time you found yourself in a dialogue where less was, indeed, more? People who speak less are often capable of stimulating others' thoughts far more than those who dominate conversations. They prefer not to waste words on trivial matters. Instead, they choose their moments wisely, contributing to discussions only when they feel they can offer something of value. This might remind you of the wisdom of the ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who famously said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Those who speak less are living embodiments of this principle. They listen intently and speak selectively, ensuring that their contributions are meaningful and impactful. But why do they choose to engage this way? It's not merely a preference, but a deliberate practice. By speaking less, they conserve their mental energy for topics that truly matter to them and to their interlocutors. This selective engagement allows them to share well-researched, passionately conveyed insights that might otherwise be lost in the noise of everyday chatter. Such interactions often encourage you to consider multiple perspectives, challenging you to think deeper and broader. Now, let's reflect on the implications of this trait. How does the practice of speaking less affect their relationships and their influence within their social or professional circles? And more importantly, how can we apply this practice in our own lives to improve both our personal interactions and our inner tranquility? As we ponder these questions, remember another poignant quote from Marcus Aurelius: "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In the context of our discussion, this could mean striving to be someone who speaks not just to fill silence, but to enrich the silence with profound substance. In embracing silence, we find a powerful form of expression. So, I encourage you to think about your own communication habits. Are there moments when you could choose silence over speech, listening over speaking? What insights might you gain by adopting this more measured approach to conversation? As you reflect on these questions, consider how adopting a Stoic approach to communication could transform not only how you're perceived, but also how effectively you can inspire and influence those around you. Let's continue to explore and apply these timeless Stoic principles to better ourselves and our interactions with the world. 12. Reserved people seem more approachable. In the bustle of everyday life, there's a potent strength in those who choose silence over speech. Epictetus, a sage of Stoicism, once advised, "Be silent for the most part, or if you speak, say only what is necessary and in a few words." This counsel aligns seamlessly with today's reflection on the characteristics of individuals who often speak less but convey much more. People who are reserved by nature are not just participants in conversations, but are sought after as the pillars of wisdom and reliability. Their demeanor of calm and reflective silence makes them appear more approachable, fostering an aura where others feel comfortable sharing their deepest thoughts and concerns. These individuals are perceived not only as confidants, but as repositories of trust and respect. Their selective use of words, which are often measured and thoughtful, adds weight to their speech, making their words more impactful when they choose to share them. Such traits enhance their reputation for empathy, a quality that resonates deeply in our contemporary era, where the clamor of constant communication often drowns out meaning. Moreover, their ability to remain composed in tumultuous situations positions them as natural leaders. The quiet strength they exhibit can be a beacon of stability in the chaotic waves of the modern world. This approachability and calmness do not denote a lack of power, but rather a profound command over their presence and persona, guiding their interactions with a deliberate and thoughtful intention. In essence, those who speak less often mirror the Stoic ideal of deliberate action and speech. They embody the principle that true wisdom involves filtering out noise and focusing on substance. As we navigate the complexities of life, adopting such traits can enhance personal and professional relationships, fostering environments where deep connection and respect are paramount. Thus, embracing a more reserved demeanor can be an influential strategy for anyone seeking to deepen their interpersonal connections and leadership qualities. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. This advice urges us to embody the traits of the reserved, not only to enrich our own lives, but to positively influence our surroundings. By speaking less but with greater purpose, we cultivate an atmosphere of respect and understanding, essential in any era, but particularly valuable in today's fast-paced world. 13. More productive during solitary times. There's an intrinsic strength that comes from silence, especially in our bustling modern world. Imagine a scenario where a reserved individual finds themselves in an office setting, often overlooked for their quiet demeanor yet consistently outperforming their peers. This isn't just a hypothetical situation, it's a reality for many introverted professionals. Being reserved often means being introspective, and while these individuals might occasionally struggle with feelings of loneliness, they also possess the unique ability to shut out distractions that typically sidetrack their more extroverted counterparts. Such quiet individuals can be seen achieving remarkable outcomes. Their focus sharpened by the solitude, they not only find themselves in, but also actively choose. It's not uncommon to observe reserved employees who spend hours in a quiet corner, working with a concentration that is both admirable and inspiring. But why is this focus so profound among those who speak less? The answer lies in their approach to solitude. For them, solitude isn't just about being alone. It's a strategic choice for deepening focus and enhancing productivity. When you're not constantly engaging in small talk or office politics, you allocate more mental space to process, create, and execute. Now consider how this principle could apply to you. When was the last time you embraced solitude to concentrate on a task without interruptions? What might you achieve if you chose periodic solitude to deepen your focus? This narrative not only underscores the productivity that can come from being reserved, but also prompts you to reflect on your own practices. Are there tasks or projects in your life that would benefit from a quieter, more concentrated approach? By integrating periods of solitude into your routine, you might discover a significant boost in both your output and the quality of your work. Reserved individuals remind us that silence is not merely absence, it's a powerful tool for contemplation and accomplishment. Next time you find yourself in a bustling environment, remember that moments of solitude can be your secret weapon for success. How can you adjust your environment even slightly to include more quiet time? The answer to this question might just redefine your productivity and set you on a path to achieving great outcomes. In embracing silence, we find a profound strength. As you navigate through your daily tasks, I encourage you to experiment with incorporating more quiet time. Observe how it affects your focus and productivity. This isn't just about being productive. It's about understanding the value of your inner voice and giving it the space to guide you. Remember, in the realm of personal development and professional achievement, sometimes the quietest approach can be the most impactful. 14. Hardworking and introspective. Reserved individuals often embody the quiet strength that is deeply revered in Stoic philosophy. Picture this. Away from the clamor of noisy parties and lively social gatherings, these introspective souls find solace in the sanctuaries of their work and homes. They devote themselves to the essential pillars of their lives: work, family, and a handful of close friends. This steadfast dedication to a peaceful life, undisturbed by the chaos of the outside world, lays a solid foundation that remains unshaken through the ebbs and flows of daily existence. Now consider this perspective. In a world where everyone is constantly connected, isn't there profound strength in choosing silence and introspection? Speak only if it improves upon the silence, Mahatma Gandhi once advised. Those who speak less often demonstrate a remarkable trait. They are not merely avoiding noise, but are actively listening and reflecting. Their silence is not empty. It is full of the weight of unspoken thoughts, carefully considered and held until the moment is right. Why then do these individuals prefer to keep to themselves? It's not simply a matter of shyness or reluctance to engage. Instead, they often possess a rich inner life, brimming with thoughts and ideas they choose to share selectively. This selective sharing is a form of respect, not only for themselves but also for the sanctity of genuine interaction. When they do choose to speak, their words tend to carry more weight, often leaving a lasting impression on their listeners. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where less felt like more, where the absence of words spoke louder than words themselves? This principle is especially poignant in Stoicism, which teaches the value of being measured and deliberate in both speech and action. By speaking less, these reserved individuals remind us that every word should be purposeful, meaningful, and, ideally, contribute something positive to the conversation. But what drives a person to embrace this Stoic trait? It often stems from a deep-seated value for authenticity and a preference for deep, meaningful connections over superficial exchanges. This approach to life encourages us to ask ourselves, how often do we speak without saying anything of true value? How might our relationships change if we spoke less, but with more intention? Engaging with someone who embodies this trait can be a remarkably profound experience. Their presence invites a deeper level of conversation and often challenges us to consider whether our own words contribute to the noise or enrich the silence. As we ponder these reflections, let us also ask ourselves, what can we learn from those who choose the path of silence and contemplation? How might their quiet contemplation inspire us to reevaluate the noise in our own lives? Perhaps in the quiet we too can find the space to focus on what truly matters, our work, our loved ones, and our inner growth. In embracing silence, reserved individuals teach us a powerful lesson about the value of introspection and careful thought. They remind us that in the stillness lies the potential for deep understanding and profound peace. So next time you find yourself in the hustle and bustle of everyday life, remember the strength that can be found in quietude. Let us all consider how adopting a more reserved approach to our interactions could enhance not only our personal well-being, but also the quality of our relationships with others. In conclusion, the traits of those who speak less not only reflect a Stoic disposition, but also invite us to explore the richness of silence. As you reflect on this, ask yourself, in what ways can I incorporate more meaningful silences into my life? How might this change my approach to everyday interactions and ultimately, how I view the world? 15. Life is meaningful when we know how to slow down, speak less, do more. In the serene realms of Stoicism, the practice of maintaining silence holds a profound significance. As Marcus Aurelius, a venerable Stoic philosopher, once stated, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." This philosophy dovetails seamlessly with the notion that life gains meaning when we learn to slow down, speak less, and act more decisively. Reserved individuals often choose not to express themselves excessively through words, opting instead for action, which fosters a deeper understanding among peers. This subtle art of communication through silence is not born out of shyness or arrogance, as some might presume, but from a thoughtful approach to interaction. By embracing the role of a listener, rather than a speaker, one opens the door to learning from the experiences of others, gaining insights not only into various issues but also into oneself. This switch in roles from speaker to listener can dramatically alter both our perceptions and our intellectual engagements, highlighting that sometimes the most profound lessons are learned in silence. The stereotype that reserved people are shy, rude, or even arrogant is a widespread misconception. In reality, those who are economical with words often possess a rich inner life and a robust capacity to empathize. They might not wear their hearts on their sleeves, but their actions speak volumes about their competence, gentleness, and empathy. They perform their duties with a quiet efficiency that belies the depth of their engagement with the world. Connecting these traits to modern life, it becomes evident that in our fast-paced world where the cacophony of constant communication can be overwhelming, adopting a more reserved demeanor can be beneficial. In professional settings, for instance, Being someone who speaks less but with greater substance can enhance one's credibility and authority. It sets one apart as a thoughtful leader, someone who weighs their words carefully and acts with intention. In conclusion, embracing the Stoic virtue of speaking less can lead to a more meaningful and deliberate life. It's a powerful strategy for personal and professional growth, allowing for a clearer mind and a more focused approach to both challenges and everyday interactions. By valuing silence and reflection, we not only understand the world around us better but also forge stronger, more authentic connections with those we choose to let in. As we traverse the bustling pathways of modern life, let us remember that sometimes the most powerful statement is the one unspoken, and the most profound truths are those we discover in quietude. The one who speaks the least often knows the most. 7 rare qualities of seemingly ordinary people who achieve great success, desired by everyone. There is a group of people who do everything quietly, and from this silence, they silently reap successes that everyone admires. Every day there are more stories about people achieving impressive accomplishments. A novelist who sells millions of copies with their debut work. A dancer attracting millions of views on TikTok. A 16-year-old who founded a global charity, or someone who became a millionaire overnight. Sometimes these stories are hugely inspiring, but at times they bring about frustration, especially for those who have struggled with their work for years without notable achievements. The problem lies in the fact that fame, wealth, and social media followers do not guarantee happiness. These achievements do not bring true friends or a fulfilling family life. They won't prevent stress, nor do they nurture physical and mental health. They might even make things worse. Many people strive hard for fame and wealth, only to feel empty and purposeless once they attain it. Meanwhile, there are those who achieve success quietly without having to lock themselves away and work tirelessly day and night, without avoiding contact with others, without being self-centered. These people know what they like to do and strive to do it better in a consistent, methodical way. Of course, there are many paths to success, but those who succeed quietly often share some easily recognizable traits. 7 qualities of those who succeed quietly. 1. Assertive, not boastful. One defining quality of individuals who succeed quietly is their assertiveness without boasting. These individuals consistently let their actions speak louder than words, shunning the spotlight and allowing their achievements to garner attention organically. Their modest approach to success doesn't stem from a lack of confidence, but rather a profound self-assurance that doesn't require external validation. Consider Sarah, a software developer who designed a revolutionary app that streamlined complex processes for thousands of businesses. Rather than seeking acclaim, Sarah focused on refining her creation, letting her work's impact demonstrate its value. When the app won a major industry award, her colleagues were not surprised that Sarah had been the brains behind it. Her humility and dedication set her apart, illustrating how success need not be loudly proclaimed to be recognized. How often do we overlook the quiet contributors in our midst, the individuals who innovate and improve our lives without a hint of self-promotion? This story of Sarah prompts us to reflect on our own approach to recognition and achievement. Are we too focused on being seen, or are we letting our work establish our reputation? As you move forward, remember that true success often doesn't come with fanfare. It comes from knowing that the real reward is in the impact of your work, not the applause that might follow. This silent pursuit of excellence is a powerful approach to personal and professional achievements, and it teaches us that our quietest actions can often be the most influential. Let's take a moment to appreciate those who thrive by this exemplary model and ask ourselves, how can we emulate their quiet confidence in our own lives? 2. Completely comfortable being average. If you've ever felt the pressure of constantly striving to stand out, let me share a secret with you about a quality embraced by quietly successful people. They are completely comfortable with being average. Now, when I say average, what comes to mind? Perhaps the idea of settling or not reaching high enough. But here's a thought-provoking twist. Embracing average isn't about settling. It's about recognizing the beauty of growth. Think about it. If you're always at the top, where do you strive from there? These quietly successful individuals understand that by not always aiming to be in the spotlight, they grant themselves the space to explore, to falter, and to improve without the harsh glare of constant scrutiny. This perspective offers a liberating freedom. Freedom from labels, from the weight of being a role model, and from the exhausting endeavor of maintaining an impeccable facade. How does this resonate with you? Can you recall a moment when the freedom to be just good enough led to unexpected growth or joy? As Robert Frost once said, freedom lies in being bold. But sometimes, the boldest thing one can do is to step back from the relentless pursuit of excellence and instead appreciate the journey of incremental progress. This isn't about lowering standards, but about setting a pace where growth is sustainable and genuinely enriching. In a world that often celebrates only the loudest successes, the quiet courage to embrace your average self can be your true superpower. By doing so, you allow yourself the room to breathe, to learn, and most importantly, to enjoy life at your own pace. Isn't it liberating to think that your average today might be the foundation of your extraordinary tomorrow? What possibilities does this open up for you in your life or career? This way of thinking isn't about complacency. It's about setting the stage for real, meaningful progress. Let's explore together how being average might just be the most underrated pathway to success. 3. Masters of time. In today's fast-paced world where the clock often seems like our greatest adversary, there exists a breed of successful individuals who have mastered the art of timing. These are the quiet achievers, men and women who understand profoundly that true success involves a harmonious balance between work and play, creativity and downtime. They allocate their hours with care, ensuring there's ample time for innovation, career advancement, and meaningful relationships. This mastery over time allows them to cherish both the hustle of their ambitions and the quiet moments of leisure. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This resonates deeply with these individuals. They live as if life is both long and fleeting, thus they maintain a steady pace, never rushing, yet always progressing. Their approach to life is a reminder that while our days are numbered, the way we choose to fill them can make all the difference. They prioritize what matters most, not just in the realm of their careers, but also in their personal lives, recognizing that time spent with loved ones or time taken for oneself is not time wasted, but rather time wisely invested. Moreover, they embody the wisdom of the old adage, time is money, but add a unique twist. Time is also peace, joy, and fulfillment. In the modern age, where work-life balance has become more crucial than ever, these quiet achievers offer a blueprint for managing one's time effectively. They demonstrate how prioritizing time can lead to both professional success and personal satisfaction. Their story is one of quiet success, where the balance and rhythm of their days play a critical role in their achievements. To emulate such success, consider how you might better balance your time. Think about your priorities and how you might allocate your hours, not just efficiently, but meaningfully. These masters of time teach us that by slowing down, we might actually achieve more, not just in terms of career success, but in overall happiness and well-being. They inspire us to move through life not as a race, but as a journey to be savored, each step taken with purpose and awareness. 4. Viewing things from a different angle. When you succeed quietly, one standout trait is the ability to view things from a different angle. Rather than seeing the world strictly as it presents itself, or through the lens of others, quietly successful people shift perspectives to spark innovation and create wholly unique outcomes. This adaptability allows them to absorb knowledge and gain experiences from a multitude of angles, fostering a deeper understanding and a competitive edge in their endeavors. Consider Sarah, a software developer at a bustling tech startup. Where her team saw a frustrating bug, she saw an opportunity to innovate. By reimagining the problem from the customer's point of view, Sarah led her team to develop a feature that not only fixed the bug but also significantly enhanced the user experience, driving the product's success. Her ability to think differently did not just solve a problem, it added value in ways that were initially unimaginable to her team. Do you ever find yourself stuck viewing a challenge the same way everyone else does? What might change if you stepped back and looked at it from a completely different perspective? Reflecting on this could reveal new solutions and opportunities you might have missed. In essence, the ability to pivot one's viewpoint is not just about solving problems, but about transforming challenges into opportunities. Those who master this can navigate complex situations with grace and come out ahead. The next time you face a hurdle, remember Sarah's story. Sometimes the best way forward is to approach from a different direction. This approach not only enhances personal growth but also leads to innovations that can change the landscape of any field. Engage with this mindset, and you might find yourself succeeding in ways you never expected. 5. Calmly celebrating victories. Imagine you're walking the path to quiet success. How do you mark the milestones you achieve? Those who succeed quietly possess a profound wisdom. Celebrate your victories as if you were the only one who knew about them. They understand that every win, no matter its size, is vital. It's the whisper of progress that keeps them fueled. But how do they celebrate? Unlike the raucous applause that follows a public triumph, their celebrations are private, understated yet deeply personal. Why is this significant, you may wonder? Quiet achievers know that the real reward is not in the outward acknowledgement but in acknowledging to themselves that they have moved one step closer to their ultimate goal. This internal celebration helps them maintain their focus and composure without seeking external validation. They choose a moment that feels right, perhaps enjoying a quiet evening with a book or a peaceful walk in nature, reflecting on their accomplishments and setting their sights on the next challenge. It's a moment of self-appreciation that says, "Well done," without anyone else hearing it. But why is it that these quiet moments of victory are so powerful? As Abraham Lincoln once said, "I walk slowly, but I never walk backward." Quiet achievers embody this spirit. They don't need the fanfare to confirm their progress. They are content to move slowly, steadily forward, knowing each step is a part of a larger journey. How often do you take the time to recognize your own progress, to reward yourself quietly and keep moving forward? These small, silent victories are the ones that pave the way to lasting success. As you listen, consider your own achievements. Do you take the time to celebrate them quietly, to give yourself a moment of reflection and satisfaction? Or do you seek validation from the outside world? Remember, the quiet celebration of your victories is not just about acknowledging success. It's about preparing for the next steps. What quiet victory can you celebrate today that will propel you forward tomorrow? 6. Not indulging in ease and comfort. In the pursuit of success, the road less traveled is often strewn with hardships rather than cushioned with comfort. It's a universal truth that ease and relaxation hold a seductive appeal. After all, who doesn't enjoy the occasional diversion of parties, play, and the myriad temptations that seem to promise respite from our daily grind? Yet there exists a cadre of individuals who, while navigating through this same world of ease and comfort, do so with a markedly different compass. These are the quiet achievers. Men and women who succeed not through loud proclamations or flashy achievements, but through steadfast dedication and a keen awareness of the perils of too much comfort. Luxury is the first, second, and third most important thing in life. Jests a line attributed to various sources, yet those who excel quietly would respectfully disagree. They understand, as the Stoic philosopher Seneca once articulated, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." For this group, success comes not from indulging in life's easier paths, but from maintaining an alert stance, ready to resist the gentle pull of complacency that ease and comfort can breed. They know that every moment of leisure could be a siren call away from their goals, and that the true cost of indulgence is not measured in fleeting pleasures, but in missed opportunities for growth and achievement. In today's fast-paced world, where the allure of shortcuts and quick fixes is ever present. The example set by these quiet achievers is particularly poignant. They remind us that real success often requires a refusal to give in to the comfort that temporarily eases our burdens, but ultimately leads us away from our deeper aspirations. Their lives counsel us to embrace challenges and to view each obstacle not as a deterrent, but as a necessary step toward achieving our ambitions. As we consider their approach to life, we can draw a powerful lesson. Embracing discomfort is often the pathway to genuine achievement. This insight is as relevant today as it was in any era, reminding us that the discipline to forego immediate gratification is a cornerstone of long-lasting success. So as you navigate through your day-to-day, consider how choosing the harder, right over the easier wrong, might lead you to the quiet success that has eluded so many. 7. Slow and steady. Those who find success in a quiet, steady way understand something crucial. Excellence takes time. Unlike many, they recognize that quick fixes seldom lead to lasting achievements. Think about it. How often do people choose the fastest route, only to falter at the first sign of delay? This common approach usually means missing out on developing one's full potential. However, those who succeed without fanfare are different. They persist, seeing each setback not as a reason to quit but as a challenge to overcome. Consider a young entrepreneur named Sarah, who started a small online business during her college years. Rather than seeking rapid expansion, she focused on slow, sustainable growth. She embraced risks, but only those that were manageable. Her strategy mirrored the timeless wisdom of Aesop's fable, where slow and steady wins the race. Years later, while many of her more aggressive peers struggled or bowed out, Sarah's business thrived, expanding at a pace that allowed her to adapt and learn. Life, much like Sarah's journey, is not about sprinting, it's a marathon. Those who succeed quietly are the ones who understand the value of a measured pace. They savor each moment and, in doing so, achieve more than those who rush towards the finish line only to burn out quickly. So how can we apply this to our own lives? What small, controlled risks can you take today that will lead you to steady success? Remember, the beauty of life lies in the walk, not the race. By adopting a steady pace, not only do we increase our chances of success, but we also gain a deeper appreciation for the journey itself. Take this lesson to heart. Value persistence over speed, and watch as your efforts quietly blossom into lasting achievements. In today's video on Silence is the Height of Contempt, 15 Traits of People Who Speak Less, Stoicism, we explored how the power of silence and the art of speaking less can enhance personal growth and lead to greater happiness. As Stoics, we understand that wisdom often comes not from an abundance of words, but from thoughtful observation and reflection. From mastering the art of listening to harnessing the strength found in solitude, these 15 traits of reserved individuals show us that speaking less can indeed mean doing more. I encourage you to integrate these insights into your daily routines. Reflect on how embracing quiet moments and thoughtful speech can transform your interactions and internal peace. How might adopting one of these traits enhance your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's engage in a meaningful discussion about the strength found in silence. Remember, in the quiet, there is much to be learned. Let's take these lessons and apply them not just in moments of solitude, but in our everyday hustle and interactions. Together on this channel, Stoic in Your Life, we can continue to explore and grow in our Stoic journey. Whether a faster life equates to a better or happier life, in an era where rapidity is often equated with success, we find ourselves in a relentless race against time. The modern conveniences at our fingertips, from instant food delivery via smartphones to the endless stream of entertainment from streaming services, have conditioned us to crave immediacy in all aspects of life. This insatiable desire for speed extends to our social interactions and even our romantic pursuits, facilitated by the digital world's vast and immediate connections. Yet in this whirlwind of efficiency and productivity, where every second counts and every moment is an opportunity for more, we must pause and ponder. Does a life lived at breakneck speed truly equate to a life well lived? Is the essence of happiness found in the quantity of experiences, or is there more to be discovered in the quality of these moments? Enter the philosophy of slow living, a serene counterpoint to the frenetic pace of modern existence. This movement isn't just about reducing speed, it's a profound re-evaluation of what it means to live meaningfully. Slow living isn't a rigid doctrine, but a flexible personal practice that emphasizes simplicity, balance, and intentionality. It's about savoring the present, embracing mindfulness, and finding joy in the journey rather than just the destination. The roots of slow living are deep, with philosophical stretching back to thinkers like Henry David Thoreau and Arthur Schopenhauer, who advocated for a life savored, not rushed. In the words of the Stoic philosopher Seneca, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This sentiment echoes the core of slow living, the recognition that life's richness lies not in its speed but in our presence and awareness within it. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, slow living offers a beacon of tranquility. It's a reminder to prioritize what truly matters, to embrace life's simple pleasures, and to cultivate a sense of peace amidst the chaos. By slowing down, we open ourselves to deeper connections, richer experiences, and a more profound understanding of the beauty of existence. In this way, slow living is not just a lifestyle choice, but a path to a more fulfilling and harmonious life. Is it? The more experiences, the better? The ability to speed up certain aspects of life and fit in as many experiences as possible in one lifetime sounds like an enrichment. The more experiences, the better. By speeding through life, we aim to achieve efficiency, accomplishing more in less time. However, this relentless pace comes with significant drawbacks, primarily the erosion of the quality of our experiences. Imagine you're constantly on the move, your days a blur of activities. In this whirlwind, do you truly have the opportunity to immerse yourself in what you're doing? Consider the simple joys of life: a leisurely meal, a heartfelt conversation, or a peaceful walk. When we're in a perpetual rush, these moments lose their essence, becoming mere items on our checklist rather than experiences to be cherished. This hurried lifestyle doesn't just rob us of enjoyment, it also makes us overlook the finer details and nuances that enrich our experiences. Take, for instance, a visit to a museum. If you're rushing through, barely glancing at the artworks, are you truly appreciating the beauty and history before you? This hurried approach can lead to overstimulation and overwhelm, as you try to cram in as much as possible, leaving little room for reflection or meaningful engagement. Moreover, in this relentless pursuit of doing more, we often neglect the importance of downtime. Without these quiet moments, our experiences blend into a forgettable haze, lacking depth and resonance. We may feel like we've lived a lot, but in reality, we've only skimmed the surface, barely registering the moments that make life truly fulfilling. Remember, it's often in the small, seemingly insignificant moments that joy and contentment lie. In our haste, we might overlook these gems: the warmth of a shared laugh, the beauty of a sunset, the satisfaction of a well-cooked meal, or the pleasure of reminiscing about happy times. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." So, let's slow down and savor life, not as a race to be won, but as a journey to be enjoyed. By embracing the philosophy of slow living, we not only enrich our experiences but also discover a deeper sense of happiness and fulfillment. Going fast comes with a price. This relentless pursuit of quick results can take a toll on our mental health, leading to feelings of burnout, anxiety, or depression. It's like we're in a race, constantly chasing goals and accomplishments, yet we forget to pause and appreciate the simple joys that life offers. Joys that are often right in front of us, easy to grasp, but frequently overlooked in our haste. Now let me tell you a story that the Stoic philosophers often reflected upon. Picture a wise old man walking slowly through a bustling marketplace, observing people rushing around him. He remarks, "Why this haste? The earth, which nourishes us, is content with a slow pace, and yet we demand instant results." This allegory from the Stoics reminds us that nature itself is unhurried, yet everything is accomplished in its own time. So, my dear listener, as you navigate through your day, remember this. Slow down. Breathe. Notice the small things that bring joy. It's not about doing less for the sake of idleness, but about finding balance and cherishing the moments that truly matter. By adopting this philosophy of slow living, you're not just improving your well-being, you're rediscovering the art of living. Take this advice to heart and watch as your life transforms, blooming like a flower that takes its time to open up to the world. Remember, in the words of the Stoics, nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Let this be your guiding principle to live more by doing less, finding fulfillment in the simplicity and tranquility of life. Learn to live slowly according to philosophers. In a world that values productivity and hustle culture, slowing down and taking a step back may seem counterintuitive, but it could dissolve the stress and chaos that cloud what we're actually looking for. Feelings described as contentment, joy, and happiness. So, what did the past philosophers say about slowing down life to enjoy it more fully? Consider the teachings of the ancient Greek philosopher Epictetus, who advocated for a life of simplicity. He believed that true happiness comes from enjoying the basics, simple food, shelter, and peace, rather than pursuing fleeting pleasures. Epictetus distinguished between two types of pleasure, static and moving. Static pleasure, the kind that comes from having our needs met and desires quenched, is what he deemed the highest form of pleasure. In contrast, moving pleasure, like the temporary joy we get from entertainment or indulgences, is fleeting, and often leaves us wanting more. This philosophy ties seamlessly into the concept of slow living. By choosing our pleasures wisely and focusing on long-lasting, stable sources of joy, we can find a deeper sense of balance and fulfillment. It's about simplifying our desires to the point where they are easily satisfied, leading to less stress and more time to relax and bask in the contentment of being fulfilled. Engaging in static pleasure, then, becomes the epitome of slow living, as it requires us to pause and stop the relentless pursuit of the next thrill. Let's also draw inspiration from the 19th century American philosopher Henry David Thoreau, who in his book Walden chronicled his journey of living simply near Walden Lake. He emphasized the importance of slowing down and living intentionally. Thoreau believed that society's rush hindered genuine living. He famously said, "I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life, and see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived." He urged us to disconnect from modern distractions and instead find joy in nature, meaningful work, and deep relationships. Similarly, the ancient Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu, in the Tao Te Ching, highlighted the virtue of living in harmony with nature. He observed that nature, without rushing, achieves everything it sets out to do. This teaches us that true accomplishment doesn't hinge on speed. Consider Seneca, who once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Seneca's message is clear. Life is long enough if we know how to use it wisely. By embracing slow living, we can make the most of our time, not by filling it with more, but by appreciating and savoring what we have. So, what can we take away from all this? Slow down. Simplify your life. Find joy in the simple, lasting pleasures. Disconnect from the relentless pursuit of more and instead connect with nature, engage in meaningful activities, and cultivate deep relationships. Remember, in the art of living, like nature, we don't need to hurry to achieve greatness. Everything will fall into place in its own time. Let's learn to live more by doing less, embracing the philosophy of slow living for a richer, more fulfilling life. live in harmony with the universe's natural flow. In our fast-paced world, the ancient wisdom of Taoism, as taught by Lao Tzu, offers a refreshing perspective. Lao Tzu advocated for a life in harmony with the universe's natural rhythm, a concept known as Wu Wei, which translates to effortless action or non-action. This philosophy suggests that by not forcing things and sometimes slowing down, we align ourselves with the natural flow, leading to a more peaceful and effortless existence. It's about finding balance and harmony, rather than relentlessly chasing more, which often leads us to the edge of exhaustion. This idea of slowing down and not forcing life's natural course resonates deeply with the principles of slow living. It's a lifestyle choice that encourages us to step back from the relentless pursuit of more, and instead, find contentment in the present moment and the simpler aspects of life. Echoing this sentiment, the 19th century philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer critiqued the rapid pace of modern life in his essay, The Wisdom of Life. He believed that our constant striving for goals and desires, driven by a society marked by hurry and bustle, leads us away from true happiness. Schopenhauer poignantly observed, "The most important of all for happiness is the avoidance of those voluntary evils that are unnecessary to our existence. And the prime cause of this is the hurry and bustle that mark our existence, the rapid alternation of excitement and ennui, and the constant stimulation that results from our complex social and economic arrangements. For it is to these that we owe that fevered restlessness which throws us into the arms of the manifold illusions we mistake for happiness." This powerful statement underlines the importance of simplifying our lives and avoiding unnecessary distractions and stressors. In the spirit of these philosophies, let's consider a quote from the Stoic philosopher Seneca, who said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." This aligns perfectly with the concept of slow living. It's about embracing the present, reducing the pace of our lives, and finding joy in the simpler, more fundamental aspects of our existence. By doing so, we can discover a more profound sense of happiness and contentment, free from the illusions that often mislead us in our relentless pursuit of more. So let's take a moment to reflect on our lives, slow down, and live more by doing less, embracing the philosophy of slow living for a more fulfilled and peaceful existence, finding richness and intellectual of life. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to overlook the profound joy and fulfillment that come from engaging with science, art, and philosophy. Schopenhauer, a renowned philosopher, argued that these intellectual pleasures surpass the fleeting joys of physical or material pursuits. They offer a sustainable and deep sense of satisfaction. And the beauty is, they're accessible to all, regardless of external circumstances. This is the essence of slow living, finding richness in the contemplative and intellectual aspects of life. Let's consider the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, who offered timeless advice that resonates with the philosophy of slow living. He said, "If you seek tranquility, do less, or do what's essential, what the logos of a social being requires, and in the requisite way." This profound statement encourages us to focus on what truly matters. By stripping away the non-essential, we can achieve more with less, leading to greater tranquility and time. A perfect embodiment of slow living. This concept of slow living isn't just about doing less. It's about doing what's essential with greater care and attention. It's about choosing our activities wisely and engaging with them fully, which leads to a more fulfilling and tranquil life. As Marcus Aurelius pointed out, by asking ourselves, "Is this necessary?" we can focus on what truly adds value to our lives. Seneca, another Stoic thinker, once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This echoes the sentiment of slow living. By focusing on what's essential, we make the most of our time, leading to a richer, more meaningful life. In conclusion, embrace the philosophy of slow living. Seek intellectual pleasures, focus on what's essential, and engage deeply with your chosen pursuits. This approach will not only bring you tranquility and satisfaction, but will also allow you to live a more purposeful and fulfilling life. Remember, it's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters and doing it well. How do we put slow living into practice? In our fast-paced world, the concept of slow living emerges as a beacon of tranquility, especially for men aged 30 to 65 who are navigating the complexities of modern life. This philosophy isn't about drastic changes like shrinking our social circles or quitting our jobs, but rather about embracing a more mindful and serene approach to our daily routines. How, then, can we integrate this concept into our lives to enrich our existence? One practical step is to declutter our schedules. In a world where being busy is often glorified, it's crucial to step back and evaluate what truly matters. By learning to say no to non-essential commitments, we create space for relaxation and peace. This doesn't mean shunning responsibilities, but rather prioritizing them in a way that aligns with our core values. Remember the Stoic philosophy. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality, by Seneca. This quote reminds us that the stress we often feel is a product of overcommitment and overthinking, which slow living helps to alleviate. Another aspect of slow living is reducing our reliance on technology. While technological advancements have undoubtedly made life easier, they can also be a source of constant distraction and stress. By setting boundaries like unplugging during meals or designating tech-free hours, we allow ourselves to be more present in the moment, fostering a deeper connection with ourselves and our surroundings. Mindfulness is the cornerstone of slow living. It's about being fully engaged in the present, whether we're working, spending time with family, or enjoying a hobby. Practices like meditation and yoga are excellent tools for cultivating mindfulness. They help us to slow down our thoughts and focus on the here and now. This aligns with Taoist principles, emphasizing harmony with nature, engaging with nature, through practices like the Japanese forest bathing, not only reduces stress, but also connects us to the world in a more meaningful way. In conclusion, slow living is not about doing less for the sake of it, but about doing things more deliberately and meaningfully. It's about finding joy in the small things and understanding that happiness doesn't necessarily come from the fast lane. By simplifying our lives, unplugging from constant distractions, and embracing mindfulness, we can live more fully and deeply. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, let's remember that sometimes the best way to move forward is to slow down. Truly talented people are those who live slowly. In life, the hardest thing is not to run fast, but to walk calmly. In life, we can choose a leisurely lifestyle or a wealthy one, but we must slow down a bit, enjoying every second and every minute of life. 1. Always busy and hurried, you will lose yourself. There is a philosophical story like this. A group of Westerners went to the primeval forest of Africa for research and hired local guides. They kept moving forward, clearing paths as they went. On the third day, the natives said they would rest for a day. The Westerners were puzzled. Why stop? The natives said, because we have traveled a long way, we must stop and wait a bit for our souls to catch up. The pace of life is getting faster and faster. Busy growing up, busy with university exams, busy working, busy getting married, always busy and hurried to the point that when you suddenly look back, you find yourself aged, but everything is still unfinished. An author once said, I believe that everyone who comes to this world already has a position that suits them best. Truly talented people are never busy, nor have they ever been in a hurry. They believe there is always a place for them. What needs to come will come, and what should not be had is better forgotten sooner. In life, the hardest thing is not to run fast, but to walk calmly. 2. Establishing a career not in a hurry may be just achieving success later. The ancients said, more haste, less speed. Not being in a hurry, you will not care about small gains. And if you care about small gains, it's hard to accomplish great things. A person's achievements are accumulated over the years. Still waters run deep. Those who suddenly excel in a field are actually the result of many years of accumulation, which finally erupts. During the Three Kingdoms period in China, among Cao Cao's subordinates there was a man named Thoi Lam. Thoi Lam came from a poor family and had few opportunities to showcase his talents. In the 10th year of Jian An, Thoi Lam was appointed as the head of a small county, but being too poor to afford a carriage, he had to walk to his post. After Emperor Wen of Wei ascended the throne, Thoi Lam was successively promoted to positions like Shangshu and vice-governor. Each time he took office, he brought blessings to the people, but due to his lack of diplomatic skills with superiors, he was demoted to a district governor. Later, Emperor Ming of Wei appointed Thoi Lam as Si Kong. Not long after, he was promoted to Marquis in Anduong. Talented people often achieve success late. Life has its ups and downs, which is very normal. If you insist on becoming famous overnight, it will be very tiring. Better to go with the flow, enjoying the process of development and growth. Since ancient times, finding the right direction at 40, 50, or even 60 years old is not uncommon. Anyone living in the countryside knows that most wild fruits on the mountains should not be picked until late autumn after the dew falls. Otherwise, they will be bitter. Even though many people try different ways to make fruits ripen faster, the taste is never as good as it should be. Slow down. As long as the direction is right, you will go far. Life may not be brilliant, but it will certainly not be gloomy. 3. Let go of worries, don't rush, leave everything to time. In fact, the more a person tries to force themselves to do something or forget something quickly, the less likely they are to achieve the desired result. Moreover, each time we force ourselves, we recall some unhappy memory, getting trapped in that cycle. Smart people do not intentionally forget anything. Instead, they leave everything to time. You must believe that time is the best medicine and can heal all wounds. A Zen master once said to people out there, when eating, don't focus on eating. When sleeping, they think about various things. But when I eat, I eat. When I sleep, I sleep. Just those two things. In life, 8 or 9 out of 10 things may not go as desired, but still, 1 or 2 good things remain. Most worries can only be understood and resolved by ourselves. Telling others is of no use. Don't be in a hurry to escape from worries immediately. Perhaps having many worries is just a form of self-challenge to gain the wisdom of calmness amidst the hustle and bustle. 4. Birth, aging, sickness, and death, don't rush, just live in your own way. Someone once said, sooner or later everyone reaches the end of life. No one can escape it. If you go too fast, it means you are rushing towards your own end. From the day of birth, if you just keep running, then soon you will run through life. In life, some people pursue wealth, some seek fame, others live leisurely and calmly. Everyone has their own way of living. If you always envy others, today you become Tommy, tomorrow John, the next day Bob. Like this, you will have no time to be yourself. What kind of house do you want? Very big, very beautiful, or very grand? Some people are very poor all their lives, living in small old houses but always very happy. Others live in the city, bustling and busy all their lives. People with wisdom will never blindly imitate others. They live their lives in the way they like best. Others may live and die pursuing the bustling city, but they may sell their city house and return to the countryside for a peaceful life. In life, we can choose a leisurely lifestyle or a wealthy one, but we must slow down a bit, enjoying every second and every minute of life. Give yourself some moments of silence in life, moments to forget time, forget all worries, forget even age. You don't need to seek a sense of existence, because you are you, not someone else. Birth, aging, sickness, and death are not in our control, but you can certainly turn birth into a blessing for yourself and live it the way you want. From today, be a person who is not in a hurry, not busy, free to walk a few steps, admire the scenery around, read books, talk to family. When young, work silently, slowly earn money, love warmly, and move forward slowly. Welcome to Stoic in Your Life, where ancient philosophy enlightens our modern lives. Today we embark on a profound exploration with the words of Epictetus, We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. In this episode, we dive deep into the heart of Stoicism, unraveling how this timeless philosophy teaches us to detach from people and situations. Stoicism, a beacon of wisdom from ancient Greece, guides us to find peace within by embracing what we can control and releasing our grip on what we cannot. Join us as we journey through the Stoic principles, meticulously applying them to practical methods for achieving detachment. This is more than just a lesson, it's a transformational experience where philosophy meets the realities of life. Let's begin this enlightening journey together. Step 1. Take a break. In our journey to understand how to detach from people and situations, let's start with a fundamental step. Take a break. Stepping back from someone for a moment, not as an act of avoidance, but as a strategic retreat to gain clarity. This echoes the Stoic principle of preserving inner peace regardless of external chaos. By creating distance, temporarily, we're not running away. Rather, we're allowing ourselves the space to see things more clearly, without the fog of immediate emotions. The great Stoic philosopher Cicero, in his letters to Lucilius, profoundly advised, retire into yourself as much as you can. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Welcome those whom you are capable of improving. This isn't just about solitude. It's about mutual growth and learning. It's a reminder that sometimes stepping back is a way to move forward, to reflect on our emotional responses and the situation at hand. Remember, Stoicism doesn't teach us to suppress our emotions, but to understand and control our reactions to them. This temporary pause is your opportunity to consciously choose your response, to sit with your thoughts and feelings, and to view the situation with a lens of objectivity. It's about finding that serene space within yourself where you can think without the immediate pressure of emotional responses. Seneca, another Stoic sage, believed in the power of self-awareness as the first step in mastering our emotions. He might say, in this moment of pause, you're not just stepping away from a person or a situation, but stepping closer to understanding yourself. This break is your chance to reconnect with your inner wisdom, to align your actions with your values, and to emerge with a clearer, more composed perspective. Remember, in the words of Seneca, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. By detaching temporarily, you're giving yourself the chance to see the reality more clearly, beyond the shadows of imagination and emotion. Step 2. Think about whether to distance yourself. Imagine yourself in the midst of a bustling city, where the cacophony of life's demands and the relentless pace create a symphony of chaos. In such moments, Stoicism, an ancient yet ever-relevant philosophy, guides us towards a path of introspection and temporary detachment. It's akin to seeking a tranquil oasis amidst a desert of turmoil. This pause is not an act of fleeing, but a strategic retreat, a momentary stepping back to gain clarity and perspective. The Stoic philosophers, those venerable sages of yore, often emphasize the importance of finding serenity within oneself. Seneca, a luminary among them, wisely advised, retreat into yourself as much as you can. This counsel mirrors the concept of a strategic timeout in a game, not abandoning the play but momentarily stepping aside to recalibrate. Stoicism enlightens us with the understanding that our emotions are transient, much like the ever-changing weather. By allowing ourselves this brief respite, we enable the tempest of our thoughts to subside, thereby illuminating the path forward with greater clarity. This step is crucial. It's not about evasion, but about pressing pause to carve out a sanctuary amidst life's tumultuous orchestra. Stoicism advocates for this withdrawal, recognizing that in times of adversity, our emotions can swirl into a maelstrom, obscuring our judgment. By granting ourselves this brief hiatus, we let the storm abate, revealing a landscape of clearer choices and reasoned actions. In this hushed interlude, Stoicism teaches us to make decisions anchored in logic rather than being swayed by the fleeting tides of emotion. Seek a quiet corner, be it a leisurely stroll, a serene park bench, or the solitude of your room. The essence lies in creating a personal haven, free from the distractions of the external world. Remember, this isn't about permanent escape, but about forging a moment of tranquility to untangle the knots of life. As Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic sage, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This step is a testament to that power, a chance to harness the strength of a calm mind to navigate the complexities of life and relationships. Step 3. Have a chat with someone you rely on. In the realm of Stoicism, where self-discipline and inner fortitude are paramount, there's a special place for the power of connection. We, as humans, are wired for social interaction, and it's this very aspect that Stoicism embraces in its teachings. Imagine you're on a journey, a path where detaching from overwhelming people and situations is key. Here, in Step 3, Stoicism nudges you towards a heart-to-heart with someone you deeply trust. Picture this: a philosophical friend, akin to a mirror reflecting your innermost thoughts, fears, and aspirations. Seneca, a sage in the Stoic world, once said, "The greatest blessing that can be bestowed upon a man, the next to that of sound judgment and a modest temper, is that of a friendly acquaintance, a man he may consult just as he would a mirror." This isn't just about unloading your feelings. It's a chance to gain fresh insights, to see your situation through a lens polished by wisdom and virtue. Think of it like this: you're in a complex game, navigating through mazes and puzzles. In Stoicism, it's recommended to have a wise game buddy, someone who's there to offer tips and strategies. This isn't about going solo. It's about recognizing that even the mightiest heroes have their trusted companions. Your philosophical friend is your secret weapon in life's battles, offering a perspective that might just be the key to overcoming your challenges. So, who is your go-to person? A friend, a family member, a mentor? Choose someone you can be real with, whether face-to-face, over a call, or through a message. Sharing your journey isn't a burden. It's a shared adventure. Like any good teammate, they might just shine a light on paths you haven't seen. Stoicism isn't just about personal resilience. It's about understanding that sometimes the strength we need comes from the bond we share with others. This step in your journey is about embracing that connection, smoothing out the rough patches of life with the support of someone who understands. Remember, in the art of detachment, a shared journey can be a powerful catalyst for growth and understanding. Step 4. Establish limits for your feelings. Stoicism doesn't advocate for the suppression of feelings. Instead, it teaches us to understand and manage them with a rational mind. Acknowledging your emotions, yet not letting them steer the ship of your reason. The fourth step in learning detachment, as per Stoicism, is about setting boundaries for our emotions. This isn't about becoming cold or emotionless. It's about exercising control over how intensely and for how long we experience our emotions. Think of it as being the captain of your emotional ocean, navigating through storms and calm waters alike with skill and composure. The Stoic concept of apatheia is often misunderstood. It's not about being devoid of feelings, it's about achieving tranquility by mastering our emotional responses. Epicurus, a sage in the Stoic tradition, beautifully encapsulated this idea. We have the power to suspend the action of the passions, or at least to resist our inclinations. This powerful statement reminds us of our inherent ability to regulate our emotional responses. One practical Stoic exercise is the practice of negative visualization. It involves contemplating potential challenges and losses, not to dwell on them, but to mentally prepare and fortify ourselves. By setting limits for our feelings, we can face life's situations with a balanced and measured perspective, ensuring that our emotions complement rather than dominate our reason. Let this be a beacon for you. Embrace your emotions, understand them, but also learn to set boundaries. In doing so, you'll find a sense of peace and strength, a Stoic tranquility that empowers you to live a life of balance and wisdom. Remember, in the words of the Stoic philosopher Seneca, the greatest remedy for anger is delay. In delaying our reactions, we find the space to respond with reason and clarity. This is the essence of mastering our emotions the Stoic way. Step 5. A profound contemplation of the repercussions that may arise from creating distance. Stoicism, a philosophy that has stood the test of time, offers a guiding light in this process. It encourages us to practice foresight, to consider the ripples our actions might create in the pond of life. This concept, known in Stoicism as prosoche, emphasizes the significance of being attentive to the present while also being mindful of the future. Marcus Aurelius, a sage in the realm of Stoicism, once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." This reflection urges us to think deeply about our choices and their long-term impacts. When you ponder distancing yourself from someone, it's crucial to balance the scales of potential growth against possible loss. Will this detachment pave the way for personal evolution and emotional serenity, or will it leave behind a trail of regret? Stoicism doesn't just teach us to think, it teaches us to think wisely, to use reason and virtue as our compass. As you navigate this decision, consider another Stoic insight by Seneca. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. This powerful reminder encourages us to differentiate between unfounded fears and genuine consequences. In the modern world, where connections are complex and often digital, this step becomes even more crucial. It's about making choices that align with your inner values and lead to a life of tranquility and purpose. As you deliberate, let rationality, virtue, and a deep understanding of your own path guide you towards a decision that resonates with your Stoic journey and the essence of your being. Step 6. Taking a break from the whirlwind of social media. This digital era bombards us with endless streams of information, often challenging our emotional balance. But here's where the age-old wisdom of Stoicism shines through, offering us a guiding light. Imagine the Stoic philosophers like Seneca navigating their world, not so different from ours, in its distractions. Seneca, in his profound essay on the shortness of life, reminds us, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." This powerful statement resonates deeply in our digital age. It's not just about the time we spend, but how we spend it that defines the quality of our lives. Social media, with its constant updates and comparisons, can easily lead us astray from what's truly important. It's here that the Stoic concept of apatheia, or emotional tranquility, becomes essential. By stepping back from social media, even for a short while, we create a sanctuary for ourselves. This pause allows us to reflect, to quieten the noise from the outside world, and to focus on what really matters. There was once a philosopher who spent a day in a bustling city. Overwhelmed by the noise and chaos, he retreated to a quiet garden. In that serene space, he found clarity and peace. This story mirrors our journey with social media. By disconnecting, even momentarily, we find our own garden of tranquility amidst the chaos of the digital world. So, embrace the Stoic practice of detachment from social media. Allow yourself that space for introspection. It's not about shunning technology, but about using it wisely, ensuring it serves us and not the other way around. Remember, in the words of Seneca, it's not the quantity of time, but the quality of it that truly counts. Let's make each moment meaningful, undistracted by the incessant buzz of the digital world. This simple act of detachment can be a profound step towards a more peaceful and focused life. 7. Focus on what you need. In this concluding segment, we delve into the vital step of focusing on our own needs, a concept deeply rooted in the philosophy of Stoicism. This ancient wisdom, known for its advocacy of self-reliance and inner fortitude, resonates profoundly with the idea of detachment. It reminds us that the essence of tranquility lies in understanding and embracing our personal needs. Epicurus, a philosopher who, despite the chains of slavery, rose to impart timeless wisdom, emphasized a crucial distinction that aligns perfectly with this step. He taught us to discern between what lies within our control and what doesn't. This teaching is a cornerstone of Stoic thought, guiding us to invest our energy wisely. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a serene lake. The water, calm and undisturbed, reflects the sky above. This lake is like your mind, and the sky, the world around you. You cannot control the weather that shapes the sky, but you can control how your lake, your mind, responds to it. By focusing on your needs, you're choosing to maintain the tranquility of your lake, regardless of the storms or sunshine in the sky. This approach is not about ignoring the external world, but about nurturing a state of inner peace and resilience. It's about understanding that while we cannot control everything, we can control our reactions and where we direct our focus. As a Stoic, this understanding is pivotal. It's about recognizing that our true power lies not in altering the world around us, but in changing our perspective towards it. Let's recall a quote from another Stoic philosopher, Epictetus. We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. In your journey of detachment, remember this wisdom. Focus on your needs, understand what you can control, and let this understanding be your guide to a life of serenity and strength. Step 8. Practice gratitude and acceptance. Embarking on the 8th step of detachment, we delve into the Stoic wisdom of gratitude and acceptance. This journey involves a conscious effort to recognize and cherish the positive elements in our lives, even amidst the complexities of challenging relationships or situations. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus, a beacon of wisdom, once illuminated this path by advising, "Do not seek to have events happen as you want them to, but instead want them to happen as they do happen, and your life will go well." His words resonate deeply, reminding us to focus on our blessings rather than dwelling on what we lack or cannot influence. In the practice of gratitude, we shift our perspective from the elements we are detaching from to the richness that still permeates our existence. This subtle yet powerful shift aids in alleviating the emotional burden often associated with specific individuals or circumstances. Gratitude becomes a beacon, guiding us through the fog of detachment and illuminating the abundance that life offers. Acceptance, its counterpart, is about acknowledging the reality that certain aspects of life, particularly the actions and behaviors of others, are beyond our sphere of control. This step is not about resignation, but about embracing life in its true form, unfiltered and unaltered by our desires or expectations. It's in this acceptance that we find a serene harbor, a place of peace amidst the tumultuous waves of life. By intertwining gratitude and acceptance, we not only learn to detach from people and situations, but also to appreciate the journey itself. This approach aligns seamlessly with the modern hustle, where the quest for control and perfection often leads to discontent and frustration. The Stoic practice of gratitude and acceptance serves as a reminder and a guide, encouraging us to find contentment in the present and to embrace life's ebb and flow with a resilient spirit. This step, therefore, is not just about detachment. It's about reorienting our focus towards a life filled with appreciation and peace. Step 9. Engage in self-reflection and personal growth. In our journey of learning how to detach from people and situations, Step 9 is a crucial one. Engage in self-reflection and personal growth. This step is deeply rooted in the Stoic practice of continuous self-improvement and learning from every experience, especially those that challenge us to detach. Remember the profound words of Marcus Aurelius from his Meditations: "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This insightful quote reminds us that our challenges and difficult situations are not just obstacles, but opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Now, I want you to take a moment and reflect on the situation or relationship you're detaching from. Ask yourself, how has this experience shaped you? What lessons can you carry forward from it? This process of self-reflection is not just about looking back. It's about building resilience and gaining a deeper understanding of yourself, which are essential Stoic virtues. It's about turning inward and using your experiences as a catalyst for personal development and a deeper comprehension of Stoic principles. Let me share a story that relates to this. Imagine a tree that's constantly exposed to strong winds. Instead of breaking, the tree adapts and grows stronger, its roots delving deeper into the earth for stability. Similarly, when we face the winds of change and detachment, we have the opportunity to grow stronger, and more resilient. We learn to anchor ourselves in our values and principles, just like the tree's roots. Finally, the lesson and advice I want to leave you with is this. Embrace self-reflection as a tool for personal growth. Use your experiences, especially the challenging ones, as opportunities to learn and strengthen your character. By doing so, you'll not only navigate life with more wisdom and resilience, but also deepen your understanding and practice of Stoicism, making your journey through life richer and more meaningful. Step 10. Cultivate new interests and relationships. In the final stride of our journey towards detachment, we embrace the act of nurturing fresh interests and forging new bonds. The wisdom of Stoicism underscores the significance of community and the pursuit of activities that echo our core values and passions. Reflect on the words of Seneca, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This profound insight nudges us towards savoring the joy and fulfillment found in the immediacy of now. I urge you, as a fellow traveler on this path, to venture into uncharted territories of hobbies, to align with groups or communities that resonate with your interests, and to cultivate relationships that offer support and mirror your values. This step is more than a mere process of detachment. It's an expedition towards crafting a life imbued with the Stoic virtues of wisdom, virtue, and community involvement. By expanding your horizons and integrating new experiences and connections into your life, you transcend the mere need to detach from certain people or situations. Instead, you embark on a transformative journey, enriching your life with a tapestry of diverse experiences and meaningful relationships, all while staying true to the Stoic ideals that guide your path. As we conclude our journey through the Stoic principles of detachment and relationships in situations, I invite you to reflect on how these teachings can transform your daily life. Remember, it's not about withdrawing from the world, but about engaging with it more wisely and serenely. I encourage you to ask yourself, how can I apply these principles to enhance my emotional well-being and resilience? How can I embrace the present moment, as Seneca advises, without the burden of future anxieties? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Let's learn and grow together in our Stoic journey. Your insights not only enrich your life but also contribute to our community of wisdom seekers. Remember, every step you take in applying Stoic wisdom is a step towards a more fulfilled and tranquil life. Let's continue to support each other in this path of personal growth and happiness.